Meet the people making the news with our on-demand news interviews. Let us know what you think. It's where you live. It's tspntv.com.
Welcome back. Here we are, Amador Live. Monique Graziadei, Lisa Spiro from Grace Fellowship.
Hi, Monique.
So glad you could make it on the show
Oh,
today.
I know.
Thank you very, very much.
I'm glad to be asked on.
What a great event you guys are hosting over at Grace Fellowship.
Right. We're hosting it on February 21st.
Who and what?
Jason Gray, he's a contemporary Christian artist, and he's coming in to do an acoustic worship evening for us at the church. And it's on February 21st at 7 o'clock. And tickets are still available, so if you wanted to get them, you can get them at the Lighthouse Bookstore through the church or from iTickets online.
Oh, wonderful. So how do you do iTickets online? Is there a website for that? Or?
Yeah, it's just iTickets.com, and you can charge them.
Great. That's really neat. So tell me about Jason Gray a little bit. You know kind of a little more of his background and history. What's it like?
A little bit. He comes from a broken home, so he actually became a Christian at the age of 15, kind of to save himself from the background he was in. And music is his escape from that. They call him the artist that's like this best kept secret in Christian music.
Oh, wow.
So he stutters, and he uses that to show how God can use you even in your weaknesses to do good.
Does he stutter when he sings, or is that just that's going though? When he's got that talent of where you know when he sings, it's just beautiful and smooth, right?
It's perfect. So we're really excited to have him. It's our second concert in the last year or so. It's something I decided to do.
I'm so glad you're there and you're organizing these things.
It's a lot of work, but it's really beneficial to a lot of people. And
I think it's neat because you're inviting the entire community into Grace Fellowship.
Right.
So it kind of takes that little stigma of, oh, I don't go to church there, or I don't really know those guys. And just everybody is welcome. Everybody. Kids, parents, etc.
Yeah, and the concert is family friendly. There's no worries about anything that's going to happen there as far as the music or anything like that.
It's good for everyone.
It is, definitely.
So good. Well, I'm excited to see Jason Gray because I read about him and, just read about some of his struggles, and I think, wow, what an amazing guy. And to have a voice like his, you sent a link, and I'm going, oh my goodness, the talent there is amazing.
It really is,
and where is he from, do you know?
I believe he's from Minnesota.
So he's trucking it in pretty far to come and see you.
Yeah. They travel all over the place. He's actually going to be in a 4-city tour during that period of time.
So we're so lucky to have him come to Jackson. I mean, we are slightly remote.
A lot of people always ask me, how can you get them to come to Jackson? And it's just basically, you just ask them.
Yeah, you just tell them your story, and wonderful lady like you who can say no. I couldn't say no to you.
They're humans just like everybody else, and they're really fun to talk to.
But you think of these, musical artists and movie stars, and they're all kind of in the same grouping where you go, wow, they actually are going to take time to come here and see us in our small town, and that's a real privilege. It's an honor to have them come.
It's really nice too because they're the same on stage as they are off stage. There's really no difference in them at all, and then to hear their testimonies and what they've been through,
I think that's the neatest part too.
They share it with everyone, and it's really nice. And then there's 2 opening groups that are local.
Oh, what are they?
There's the Crossing Kind. They just recently changed their name. It was Jacob and Christina Thomas. And they're from the Sacramento-Placerville area. They're worship leaders. And they'll be opening for him, and also a young lady named Songbird. She's a worship...
Songbird?
Songbird.
As in PSO.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's from Fairfield, and she's a worship leader there. So they'll be opening for him that night.
Oh, fabulous. Wow, that sounds neat.
Tickets are only $12, so...
It's a good deal. Why not?
Really good deal.
Last year you had who as your concert?
Last year it was our very first one. On a wild whim, I called them, and it was Point of Grace.
That's so cool. They're a great Christian band. I mean, they're really, big time, too.
Yeah, they really are. But Jason's not too bad. He's number 7 in the top 10.
That's amazing. He's big time, too. But Point of Grace, they've been around forever. Everybody knows them.
And they were the sweetest ladies ever.
Oh.
It was just a blessing to have them in our
I'm
church.
sorry I
and
didn't go. I didn't hear about it last year. I would have went.
That was our first one, and the very first one you do is kind of a challenge.
Well, I know when I found the information about this concert coming up, I said, I have to call them. I didn't know if you guys would want publicity over it or not, but I thought, I want to call you and see, because I get excited about helping promote such a wonderful event.
Right. It's really hard to get your things out there, especially in a county that's so spread out.
It's true.
There's not a lot of resources, so when you called, it was really great.
It
we really
was a
appreciate
blessing.
it.
Well, and Grace Fellowship, now that's on the outside of Jackson,
As you're
heading
heading
towards
McCallum
Calaveras,
Hill.
right? Okay.
Yeah. And
On the left-hand side, that
right.
big, beautiful,
we
newer
have
building.
services every Sunday. We have Bible
Times.
Services are at 10:30. That's the worship service, and then there's a Sunday school class for everyone of all ages at 9.
Okay.
And we also have tons of Bible studies for all age groups too.
Do you guys have an early morning service still?
We don't, not
Okay.
at this time.
Oh, good. That was too early for me.
I did a couple of those when we were over at the storefront, and that was too early for me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I'm usually there early.
Not that
anyway.
it's not early right now, but Sunday morning, I just couldn't get my act together that early. And I had
No.
the inn, I used to own the Fox's Inn, so at around 10 I was done cooking
Right.
breakfast, and we'd go run over to Grace, and and you have Pastor Mark Johnson
Yeah,
now.
he's the new pastor at our
What a
church.
great guy. I
Yeah.
love him and his family. He has the nicest family.
Yeah, the church, I've been to quite a few churches in the area, and I just love Grace. Been there for a really long time.
That whole family's really, really nice.
Everybody's just really supportive. We really work hard to live up to our sign, a church that cares. So
Yeah.
we really try hard.
I think so too. And then your church offers counseling. There's a lot of different men's, women's ministries, children's ministries.
We have tons of men's ministries. We have Stephen's Ministries now,
Okay.
which is one-on-one kind of a mentoring group, which is really amazing. We have Grief Share now
Okay.
for people who are grieving, and we do have counselors that come in too.
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah.
worked with some of them, and I thought, oh, what a great, what a neat lady. Well, I think it was Renee. Is that one of the gals
Yeah,
that's there?
Renee.
She's a
still
really neat
there,
lady.
and we have another lady named Jane
Okay.
that comes in and does counseling too.
Well, let's wrap up here in just a moment. Tell us again about the event.
Okay, it's Jason Gray concert. It's on February 21st. It's a Friday evening at 7. Tickets are $12, and they're available through the Lighthouse, through Grace Fellowship, or online at itickets.com. And it's going to be a great evening.
Can they just call the church and order
They
tickets?
can call the church.
What's the number?
It's 223-1971.
Okay.
And they'll transfer them over to me, and then
Great.
I'll get you your tickets.
Thanks for coming in. I
Thank you
sure
so
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank
We'll
you so
see you in just a
much.
moment. Going to a break.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.